Today was my ultrasound, and my ultrasound appointment was at 1 p.m., okay? Anybody in the chat who keeps saying that I'm pregnant, you guys don't understand women. You probably hate your mother and your sister. You probably don't have a girlfriend. And you probably don't know how a vagina works. Or like any female organ works. I literally just said that I can't stop bleeding. Like, that is like anti-pregnancy. If I want to get pregnant, that's literally not how it works. Go back to school, go to bed, because you're clearly under 14 years old. Or you're an incel, I don't know. Either way, maybe both. I hope you never say that to your friends. Good thing you are just strangers on the internet. I have to drink a liter of water before my ultrasound. So I think the reason why they ask you to do that, I think they want you to probably fill your bladder a bit so that there's like water in there. I think that's how it works. Because ultrasound uses sound for imaging. So if you put a little bit of water in there, there's sound. Is that how it works? I have no idea. The ultrasound, yeah, the liquids like move around in your bladder and then helps create the ultrasound image better. So they tell me, this is so funny. Like afterwards I think about it and I think it's really fucking funny. They tell me that I have to drink a liter of water before the ultrasound, right? So at 12 p.m. I like make sure I drink a liter. I'm not chugging it. I'm not chugging like a liter like I'm like drinking it like in intervals. Like I'll drink a little bit at 12. 12:15 I'll drink a little bit more, and then up until like 12:30 I've basically almost reached a liter. Okay, that way the water doesn't go through so fast and then you don't like piss your pants. Well, that was my plan anyways, and it worked because by the time I got there, it was like 12:50 p.m., which is like 10 minutes before my scheduled appointment. I was like, cool, got there 10 minutes early. I don't feel the need to really pee right now, but like I do feel the pee, like the water is in my bladder, like, you know, it's comfortably full. So then it reaches 1 p.m. and I'm like, it should be about time, you know? They'll probably call me in soon. It's fucking 1:15 p.m. I'm still sitting there. I'm like, shit, I have to pee. So yeah, I can do it probably like maximum 10 more minutes. They'll call me. That's why I keep telling myself. I'm like, okay, I'm feeling it now. I'm feeling the liter in my bladder. I'm like, this has to happen soon. It's fucking 1:30 p.m. and they still haven't called me. So they're basically like 30 minutes late. So you know what? I was just like, okay, now I gotta piss. Like if I don't piss in the next 2 minutes, I was like, okay, there's two things that I could do. I literally was so strategic about this. I sat there in the waiting room like a fucking mathematician. I was like, this is what we can do. We can take a gamble. They might call us in the next 3 minutes. And that's good, because I really have to fucking pee. Or you can go to the bathroom right fucking now, pee out about 200 milliliters, because you have 200 milliliters left in your water bottle. So I was like, okay, if I just pee out 200 milliliters, and then just like, not the whole thing, and then refill myself with this water, because if they're gonna take like 15 to 20 more minutes, which I feel like they might, then that would work. But like, I literally was doing calculus with my bladder. The whole time I was waiting there for like half an hour, plus the hour before that when I was just drinking the water. So basically in total, up until this point, I was holding my pee for an hour and a half, you know, going in longer because they still haven't called me in. So during this whole time, I was texting Babu and I was like, Babu, I really have to fucking pee. And Babu was just really like straightforward with stuff like this. She's like, just pee and then drink more water. And I'm like, I only have 200 milliliters of water. And then she stopped replying because she was busy. I texted my bestie who like, you know, loves going to the doctors. I texted him, I'm like, yo, bestie, how the fuck? Because I'm sure he's done an ultrasound. Like, he's done everything. So he's the professional. So I was like, bestie, how the fuck do you hold your pee? Like, before an ultrasound? And he's like, low-key, I am really good at holding my pee. Like, and I was like, okay, so you're just really experienced. And God hates you too. You know, I wasn't really expecting a solution, but I just kind of felt like if I said it out loud, it would help me emotionally. And it really didn't, because like for the whole 30 minutes, I was trying to get my mind off of it, but my bladder was just kind of like a 2-year-old trying to get my attention. You know, I was watching Canadian politics on the TV, like trying to get interested in it and not really working. I was doing everything. I was counting sheep, watching the news, which I never do. I watch the news, everybody. Like, I don't give two shits about the news. Like, all it does is tell me crime. But I was watching that because I just didn't know what to do. I really had to fucking pee. And they just wouldn't call me. Just say my fucking name, man. Like, how long do these old people take to do ultrasounds? So I was like, okay, Enna Alouette, we can't hold this anymore. Because, you know what? We might go in for a fucking ultrasound, you know, screening and come out with no problems. But because of this, holding my pee, I might just come out with a UTI instead. So, like, what is the point? Like, I went to the clinic to make sure that I wasn't sick, but, like, I just come out sicker. Like, no. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna pee out 200 milliliters. So I told you guys last week I had a blood test and a urine test. I remembered while peeing in that cup, because they had like a measuring thingy. I remembered while peeing in that cup how long I had to pee to reach a certain point. So in my head, I like re-simulated that. I wasn't peeing in a cup, don't worry. I peed into the toilet. I peed into the toilet, but I knew how long I had to pee for it to be approximately 200 milliliters because my brain, like every fucking neuron in my brain just woke up. Like they were like, we need to fucking pee and we need to make sure that we don't pee too much so that the ultrasound screening doesn't not work. This is the first time I've ever used math in my life. I was like, I will 100% pee out 200 milliliters and I will replace that 200 milliliters with the water that is left in my water bottle right after I pee. And literally I did that. You know, it's so hard to pee and like stop peeing. Like, it's really hard to pee and not pee all the way, you know? I'm a fucking Chad. I was texting my bestie, I was like, bestie, I might have to just pee a little bit out. And he's like, you can't do that because once you start peeing, you can't stop. And I'm like, I can. I can because I really have to do this. Like, it's now because I know they're not gonna call me for the next 3 minutes. Like, I have to pee. Or I piss my pants. Like, there is no other way. Like, I literally have... This is the only option I have. I have to pee a little bit and stop. That's literally the only option I had. I had to pee so bad, guys. An hour and a half after drinking, like, 1 liter of water. You told me that my appointment was at 1 p.m. and at 1:30 they still didn't call me. Like, I have to fucking piss, guys. I also, like, thought about telling the nurse, like, hey, I really have to pee. Can I just pee? And you just tell me approximately when my appointment's gonna, like, come up. And I did. And they were just like, sorry, we don't know because each patient is different. And it's just really hard to estimate. And I'm like, you know what's hard to estimate? I don't know if I'm gonna pee my pants at 1:45 or 1:46. You know, that's hard to estimate too. So I'm like, okay, the world sucks. All of you are not problem solvers. So I will do it myself. I went to the fucking bathroom. I peed, timed it so that it would approximately be like 200 milliliters. I was in my head while I was peeing. I was like, okay, the velocity of how fast I pee versus the time versus the seconds that I should be counting down to approximately equal 200 milliliters. Stop now! And it was so uncomfortable because if you guys have never peed and then stopped midway, try it and come back and tell me if you are comfortable or not. Because it was so not comfortable. I was like, what is this, like, protagonist Chad move that I'm doing? I feel like Deku from Boku no Hero just, like, activating a new quirk. Like, what the fuck? I've never done that before. It was so uncomfortable. But I did it. I did it, and I pat myself on the back every single day from today. You know, I was like, what the fuck? What is this skill that I have? Like, it's crazy. So I peed only a little bit out, and it worked. I was so much more comfortable. I could wait up probably another, like, 30 minutes. And then I also drank, like, the 200 milliliters of water I had left in my water bottle. Just in case it wasn't enough, okay? I refilled myself. It's fucking 2 p.m. and they still haven't called me. Guess who has to pee again? I was like, hello? You are 2 hours late. I gotta pee again. Like, that's how I thought they were gonna call me at, like, 1:50. But it's like 2 p.m., like 2:05 or something. I look at the time, I'm like, my bladder is feeling a little ticklish again. Like, it's not too bad yet, but it's getting there, you know? I was like, but this time I don't have any more water because I already drank everything in my water bottle. So I have to go pee it out a little bit, then I don't have any more to refill. You know, I'm really, really majime, like, serious about, like, having the exact 1 liter in my bladder because I don't know, I want the screening to be successful. I don't want to come back here because it's like, oh, sorry, like, you don't have enough pee in your bladder, so we didn't get a proper image screening. Like, I don't want to come back and see all these old fucking people. I'm sorry, y'all stink and smell like old people, okay? I don't want to come back. I was like, oh my god, I have to hold it this time. Like, they have to fucking call me soon. It's like, we're like an hour late. Like, this is crazy. I should have just not drank water until 1 p.m. at that point. I had to pee again, but it wasn't as bad as the first time. So I was like, okay, I can hold it a little bit more. And like, finally, Jesus came down on earth and walked on water, because at 2:10 or something, the fucking nurse came out and like said my name wrong. She was like, Alouette, and I was like, oh my god, that's fucking me. I'm Alouette. I don't care if you get it wrong. I don't care if that's actually not me and you were asking for someone else. I don't care what the first name is. I'm going in. And she was like, what's your first name? I was like, what does it say on the sheet? Like, just in case, you know? I was like, if she was about to say another name, like fucking Jane or something, I would be like, yeah, I'm Jane. I'm Jane and I need a fucking ultrasound right now.